Okay guys, so a friend of mine that I've known for a while, he's given me this old Taito cab, and you look at the bottom of it and you're like, oh my god, see, it just got some water. I mean, this is really bad and beat up. You can fix it. You can fix it. I'm going to show you how to fix it. I'm not going to fix it all today, but I'm going to do part one of fixing it, I think. It's actually, I do like these little Taito cabs. The front of it is very solid. This one has the Taito badge, raised letter coin door. He gave it to me. He's happy to give it to me. I told him I'm going to rebuild a monitor for him, kind of an exchange, so and get it going for him. So I'm actually getting more than just this one cab. He's going to give me a whole bunch of cabs, and we're kind of doing some trading. But you can see on this side, it's really, I mean, it is soft. I mean, I could probably poke my finger through it. You know, you got to get up pretty high before it goes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut everything off to the base, because there's no reason. Well, a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to end up cutting the sides and putting new MDF and stuff on the bottom anyway. But this is just nasty, and it's probably going to get, this water just damage just happened, so it got nasty and it's probably going to get moldy and stuff. I'm just going to try to limit that as much as I can by removing the bottom of it and all the way up to the base, and then take the wheels off of it. Then I'll feel a little better store. I don't even want it in my garage now. It's just not that wet. I may end up just laying it outside on its back after that. Just let it air dry for a day or two. I think we're supposed to be sunny for a while, so. All right, I'm gonna take the bottom of that off. Thought people might be, maybe they're interested in that, maybe they're not. Okay, so there I snipped off the bottom and the back and everything, the wheels off. I'm eventually gonna have to take up maybe 10 inches or 8 inches from the bottom anyway, so I didn't mind cutting this. It doesn't matter. And there I'll cut it nice and even and put new wood in it. But this will at least get it up off of get that wet crap off of it. This is still waterlogged, but better than what it was. And I'll just, let me pull the cab down. You can get a good look at it. Okay, there it is in all its glory. Hell, I don't know. I thought I was gonna maybe save it. I just might save it, and I might not. I might just end up saving the control panel and the coin door, which are both definitely worth saving. But I'm going to have to lose some inches around the bottom of the cab. But I love the Taito style. Like, this is already beat up cab. I like this style cab. Inside, I don't know what it was inside before. It says 10-yard fight dip switches there. It's 10-yard fight marquee. Looks like you got some power supply and other stuff in there also. So I don't know, this might be a, you know, I might be able to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to salvage the bottom. I think it'll be fun. Try to salvage this cab, the bottom, you know, doing the bottoms out, and see how nice we can make it. And if I can make it a nice cab, I might just keep it for myself. Make a little main cab out of it. I know it looks right now like there's no way that's going to happen, but I don't know. I've fixed other cabs that look pretty bad and blown out. There's a nice way to fix those, and I'll show that in another video. So that's it for this. Like I said, you know, worst case here, I got a nice little coin door. This Taito badged coin door, which is pretty cool, and this joystick, it's a nice little joystick, could be rebuilt. Alright, that's it for this. Anyway, I just thought I would show this because I just picked it up. Alright, bye. Alright, here we go. This is that Taito cab my buddy gave me, the 10-yard fight one. It totally got it. Did not have a control panel. Did not have a lot of other stuff. The nicest thing on it was the coin door, which, to be honest, I'm probably going to take that and put on my elevator action. Or I have another Zookeeper cab I'll probably put it on. This one, I cut the bottom off. I think I already showed that. I cut the bottom off on the sides because it was really blown out. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to, like a continuation to that, I'm going to show you how to fix the sides of these, which I learned from this guy at Arcade Body Shop. How to do that, and I've done that to a few cabs. It works really well. And I'm also, here's the other side, you can see it's blown out. The other thing I'm going to do is, since this does have a good bit of the arcade like wiring, and this was a legit Taito cab, a 10-yard fight, I'm going to pull all that wiring out, the power supply and everything out. Not that I think it's working right now, but I'm going to pull it out because I would like to have it for, like I said, I've got a Zookeeper and a Kicks cab, so I know I can get those multi-boards to run one of those, the Zook boards, the J-Rock board, and run a JAMA, which obviously I could do that, but now that I'm going to get the wiring and everything together, and if I have all that together, if I'm lucky enough to find a Zookeeper or a Quicks board, then I can go all original on one of them, which I would prefer that for that. So I've got two nice cabs, so we'll see. And this one is totally beat. So my goal here is really just to get it super solid, and then I think I'm going to do a Captain America theme multicade on it. I think that's the plan. But let's see where it goes. First things first, I got to gut this. I got to take all that out of the inside, and then I'll go back up and cut the sides and fix the sides. But first thing, I'm going to take everything out of there. I just want to kind of document it too, how everything is kind of wired in there. I'm not going to cut any wires, I'm just going to loosen everything up, but I really want to document it, so whenever I go back later, like on either my Zoo or my Quicks cab, then I'll have everything kind of like documented, like, oh yeah, that's where it goes. And like even of course those cabs, I've got the original, this has the original light, but I don't have any of this stuff on this one. Alright, so there's a quick look at that. I'm going to gut that, and then I'm going to flip it on its side, and we'll go to the next steps. Okay, so the cab is gutted now. I went and took the back door off just to make it easier for me to work on. And when you look at the side, it's like blown out all the way up to like a point right here. So I took it maybe an inch or so past that. And then on the front, the same kind of thing. I just took it up to this point. Now normally I would like totally measure, and maybe I should measure, and then try to get this a certain distance from the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my blade down to where it'll go right through that, and then I'm just going to zip right across, straight across, and then I'll take the bottom off. So I'll try to tape that when I do it, but so you can see what I'm going to do. Basically, you pop that off, get a piece of MDF, pop that back on, and then I'll use biscuit joints and some other screws. I'll show you. There's like a pocket jig that I'll use to put that back on. The bottom itself, totally solid plywood. There's no reason to replace that at all. As a matter of fact, that's actually going to hurt it to replace it. So I'm just going to leave the bottom the way it is. In the front, actually, surprisingly, the front, if it's not really blown out, like there's a little bit here, but it's pretty solid. So what I'll do with that is I'll just sand it a little bit there along the bottom, and then paint it, and it'll look fine. But the sides were just totally blown out. See, the sides were bad. But I'll remove that. So let me do that. I'm just going to double check my measurements here on the top, make sure that line is where I want it to be, and then I'll cut it with my circular. Alright, here we go. Let's zip this sucker off. This should be pretty quick. Alright. Let me get my... So that's went all the way through. There's a clean cut all the way through there. I'm just going to get my mallet and proper hammer. Hold on a second. There we go. So there you go. So there's the damaged wood. It's gone. I'll pull those bolts back out and you can see now what's left. It's actually very solid. So get these two bolts back. There. Two carrier bolts. So that's gone. And it's pretty good. So one of the things I'm going to want to do now is, see right here, there's a little bit of a lip up. That's going to have to be cut flush, so I can just cut that flush and sand it. Also here along this tongue and groove, that's going to be gone. I'm going to lose that also, because that's, you see the tongue and groove. So I don't want to reproduce this with like a dado joint or whatever. I don't want to reproduce that along the front or along the bottom, and I'm not going to need to anyway. I'm going to have a biscuit joints, boom 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 there, and some KREG pocket screws in there, and then along the, then of course this will be screwed in as well. That'll help a little bit, but then along the bottom I'll have boom boom boom, I'll have some KREG pocket screws in. So I'm going to get that even all the way across the bottom to get that rid of that. And so let me do that. I don't even think I'm going to need to replace this back bottom part. Well, I'm going to sand that. That's not really necessary to remove that, I don't think. Okay, so let me get rid of that and I'll come right back. Okay, so I cut out another I cut out a piece of wood here that fits. The width fits perfectly, right, and it makes a nice kind of butt joint up against there, which is nice. And then the other thing I did was to get it level, I kind of cut out a little bit there with my circular saw. That's pretty easy to do. Now the only thing I have to do on this side is cut my biscuit joints and then use my KREG pocket jig to put some screws in. So I'm gonna get ready to do that, and then I'll show you how to do that. That's pretty easy. And then this side will be done. And then we'll finish up this side, and then I can just do the other side. And for the other side, since I already have a piece already cut out ready to go for that, so the other side will go a lot quicker. But this didn't take that long. Anyway, so let me get my biscuit joiner and stuff together. Alright, I'm starting to run out of daylight, so rather than put the 1/2 on and everything else, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait. I'm going to put 4 wheels on the bottom of this. I'm going to put 4 wheels on the bottom. Then I'm going to do the one side. Then I'm going to do the other side. But I'll do all that in the same day, maybe another day this week, and then we'll be good to go. So anyway, this is just an addition to this. I'm going to put it all in one video, so it doesn't really matter. But all right. Okay. I'm going back here on this Taito cab. So what I've done now is I've added some heavy duty wheels to the bottom of it, and I've just bolted through. You can see there I've just bolted through to the other side with some lock washers. These things are not going anywhere. And now I'm going to, I just want to show you the tools I'm going to use. Now this has already been shown in other videos. I'll put a link to it, but you know, I'm just going to show it myself, at least how I do it. I do it the same way this other guy did it. Anyway, I've got my biscuit joiner, a little Ryobi one. I've got a KREG pocket jig, right? I'll show you how that works. Some biscuits, wood glue, and screws. And you know, the plan really is just, I've got my wood out. This is MDF. It lines up pretty daggone smooth right there. Now, I'll be able to sand it and put a little bond and feather it down and get it legit nice. But there's the front, there's the back, and it's going to go a little bit down below the edge, and maybe you can see here, there's, I'll just have a little bit of the wheels showing out there on the side, and I'll put a little there's a Taito cab. I'll put a little toe kick in the front, just underneath here, just kind of so you hide the wheels a little bit more and make it look a little more like a legitimate Taito cab. But this thing, like I said, this thing was beat up and the swollen and everything, so this is not going to be, I'm not going to convert this back to like a Taito for, I don't know, kicks or a Zookeeper or something like that. This is going to be, I'm going to multicade this. It was totally, you know, empty, so I'm going to multicade it. I took the back door off, by the way, just so I could do a little more work on it easier. So I'm going to set up the tripod and show you how this works, how I do this. Alright, so I made a little pencil mark across, 1, 2, 3. I moved them down here a little bit to the left, a little off center, but that's not like super intentional. I just did that. There's my dog. Good job, dog. Anyway, so there's that. And then I'm gonna just use my. Hopefully this will show up pretty well. Let's see. Line that up. There we go, like that. Oh yeah. Kind of bright out, but maybe that's a good angle. All right. So anyway, line that up. There's a little line on there. This is really quick. You pull the trigger and then push it in. That's it, and it puts a little groove right there in the middle. I'll do these two real quick. Right. And then the top, I just turn it around like that, and go on those lines I made. Pretty simple there. Okay, so I'll show you what I've done so far. So I used my pocket jig here, clamped it on, made some holes, and then kind of set the screws in a little bit. That's going to be on the inside facing the bottom. And then on the underside of this, see if I can show it. There, I've got some other screws that I'm going to screw in from the top down, and this will screw down from the board down, so it'll really clamp everything together. And I've got 3 biscuits, and I'm going to glue those in. So let me show you that real quick. Okay, let's see here. What we're going to do. So there's my wood glue. My biscuits, I'm just going to run a bead of wood glue all the way across there. All the way across that MDF. Into those joints pretty good on this back here. On the bottom, on the sides. I mean, this is glue's pretty strong actually. We'll hold that. Hold that on there pretty well. And then my biscuits down in. 1, 2, 3 to the biscuits. this is messy as hell, but that's alright. Glue on the other side of the biscuit. There we go. It is messy, but that's alright. Okay, so I've replaced the bottom panel on both sides of this. Then I bondoed it across the seam and then sanded it, and then I just kind of sanded it to where it's smooth to the touch. So you run your fingers across and you really can't feel anything. I mean, it's really, really, really smooth. So and then I got the 4 wheels on the bottom. So, you know, and I went ahead and bondoed a little tiny nicks and stuff that were in it and sanded that side of the cab. So I'm going to stand this up, paint the cab black. I'm going to start with a couple coats of black paint on it, and then I'm also going to do the back door, paint the back door too. So, of course, now with the Taito cab originally, this had a little box under it, but I just used these wheels, and I took this down a little bit, so now there's like, I think there's like 1.5 inches of wheel showing all the way around. So, you know, it gives you enough clearance to where this is not going to get torn up or anything, but it's easy to move. So this is, like I said, this is that beater cab, and it's going to be a really nice multicade when I'm done with it. I just thought I would show some of the progress, how to save it. All right, I'm going to stand it up and then paint it, and you can see. Okay, this is that cab. I went in and put 1 coat of paint on it. I'm just letting it dry right now, but I thought I would just show. You can see on the inside where I redone the sides, the bottom side of each one, and you can see, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, the paint's still wet, but you can't really even tell where it was done. It has a nice profile even from the front. And anyway, that's how I saved that Taito cab. I'm gonna, like I said, I got a buddy that wants a multicade, so this is me restoring this gutted Taito cab to its glory. Maybe when it's totally done, I'll show a picture of the multicade, but this is a general idea. I mean, the real thing is how you fix the bottoms, and it's totally legit fixed now and very sturdy. You know, and on those wheels makes it really, really nice. Anyway, there's a picture of it. So there we go.